Hey guys, so today I'm gonna continue with my series of SQL for data analysis. I'm gonna show you how to use pandas to create an SQLite database. If you don't know what SQL is or you don't have any idea about SQL, just go watch my first uh, part video. If you don't know how to set up the, um, the notebook, then go look at the Uber video, links in the description. In this video, I'll just show you how to use pandas to download and load into a database the CSV and then do simple queries. Okay, so to start, we're gonna create a new Python 3 file. We're gonna do import pandas, import SQLite 3. Now, if you don't have it, you can always do has a bank pip install. I'm gonna go in that later. Now that we have pandas, we're gonna use pandas, a very useful feature of pandas, that is read CSV from URL. So to do that, we're gonna start by doing citibike datasets in Google. Click the first link, that is the system data, and click on download files. Here, let's do the latest ones, 2017-09, September. Copy link address, and we do pandas to read CSV. And if you press question mark shift enter, you're gonna get all the help. So in this case, we will do pandas to read CSV, and we can put straight out the URL. This is extremely helpful because you have to unload it and zip it. Notice that this is a CSV file that is zipped. Now, since this data set is very big, we don't want to kill the machine. We're just going to use n rows, which we can go down here. It tells you, let's find it. Somewhere around here it says n rows. Number of rows of file to read, useful for reading pieces of large files. So we're going to use something like 10. Press shift enter. This is just going to go to the URL, pull the URL. Since it recognizes it as a zip file, it's going to unzip it. Since it knows that it's a CSV file and we're saying read a CSV, it's going to read the CSV and pull only the first 10 lines. This way you're not going to kill your machine. So when this is finished, it's going to show you the results. Now, a few things to notice. The lines look good. The only issue we're going to have is with the spaces in the column names. We're going to need to fix that. Now, the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to read the CSV into SQLite. To do this, we're just going to create a new variable called db, and we're going to assign it to SQLite3.connect. And here we can give it any name we want. Let's call it citibike.database. When you press enter, it gets saved. And then you can use a very useful pandas feature. I'm going to show you. Pandas.dataframe to SQL question mark shift enter. So this read records stored in a data frame to SQL database. So the main parameters here are the name and the connection. The name is the name of the SQL table that I discussed before, and the connection should be an SQL Alchemy. But to make it easier, we're just going to use the legacy mode, which is SQLite. Other than that, we're going to use this if exists append. Let's get it working. So we use the same code here. But this time I'm going to take this out. And we're going to call it URL. And we're going to change this into a number. Then we're gonna call this print URL percentage I. Let's put this on for loop for I in range 4, no, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We said print URL I. We can even actually take this one out, the for loop, to be honest. And is URL, print URL, URL I, and then we're going to use this other feature. Let's go down here. Let's add another one. Pandas.read CSV, question mark, shift enter. There's this feature called chunk. Is mentioned here. The main idea is instead of creating the full data set in memory, you're going to read it in chunks, and you use this parameter called chunk size. Here it is. It returns object for iteration, and you can read more by reading into this documentation. So let's work on it. Let's call it chunks SQL pandas.read CSV. Oh, we have it here. Chunks SQL pandas.read CSV, and instead of doing the end rows, we will do chunk size. And we can use something like 100,000, which is a really good number for loading in memory. We say for chunk in chunks, we do in the column chunk.toSQL. I don't remember. Let's see. SQL, you pass the name, or the name of the table, in our case, trip data, and the name of the connection. In this case, we call it DB here. Now, remember above I showed you that the column names have spaces on them, and that's not good for SQL. So we're gonna do something simple here, which is we're gonna take the column, replace in space for an underscore for column in chunk.columns. And the last thing is the if exists equals append. I think that's it. Oh, yeah, error. Type error, range expected, most, oh, of course. That's my bad. Meant to do an iterator here. Another error. Oh, this needs I. There you go. This is loading right now 5, and it's gonna keep on going. So I'm gonna cut until the end. This is completed. I'm gonna accelerate the running of this. Now we can run the next one. So now after this, we have loaded all the files and written them into our database. We can use that database to make some simple queries. So simple queries in SQLite using pandas. To do that, we just use pandas.read SQL SQL query. And we can execute. Let's check the help. It says the SQL statement, then the connection, and some other parameters that we're not going to use. And the SQL is just the string SQL query. The connection is the DB API 2, and that's about it. We can do fancier stuff, but for now this is enough. So with SQL query, so if you saw my other videos, you can understand the select asterisk from true data. We're gonna do count. Let's see how many records. Yes, it's asking for the second positional argument connection. In this case, we say db. And we execute it, and it tells you that there is about 8 million records. So 8 million records you won't be able to handle usually in a small computer on your laptop. Usually to do 8 million records you will need something bigger, but the SQL handles it just fine. Just a couple more examples. We can do select asterisk. This will return 8 million records, which is something we don't want. So we just do limit 10, and we see the first 10 months. And a little bit more complex example. For example, select average trip duration from true data. And this is an analysis that is taking, what, 5-7 seconds to run. Yeah, okay, it took like more than 10 seconds. But it returns the average trip duration. So if your task was to find the average trip duration in seconds, you will find that it's about 1,000. You can time it exactly how long it takes. After the first time, there is some caching involved, so 4 seconds, 5 seconds. And that's it for this part. Please, any questions below, and thanks for watching.